Howdy, folks. I'm Rebecca Jolly, the Jolly Alchemist, here to talk transit information for Halloween, Friday, the 31st of October, 2025. So I'm going to switch this camera and show you some of the materials, and then I will do the talking bit after I mount the camera. So let's do that. Okay, here we have today's energy written out there, and the cross that we are moving into. Let me get that together with our people, including Neil Stevenson, one of my favorite authors. The cross information there, and a bit more there. And then our 44th gate there. And there. Now, of course, anyone can get this for themselves, but this book is actually quite expensive, and if you can get it here, so much the better. Okay, 24, and 1 there, and there. Okay, and just in case you're curious, here's what we have going on with the transit energy today and the ongoing energy for Halloween. Okay, I'm switching now. All right. So, sorry. I'm sorry, into the talking part. All right. So today we are looking at the nature of mostly the 44th gate. Of course, we are also talking about the 24th gate. So 44 is what's called coming to meet. It's this part of this channel of, wait a second, what am I pointing to? No, there, across to the willpower center, and the 44th gate is an extension of the 32nd gate, which we went through just recently, the 32 being the financial officer of the tribe, and the 44 is going along in that circuitry, the personnel manager. So the 44th gate is looking for who can I find in the people who's going to help me get the energy out so that a successful transformation can be made. So we're looking at the nature of how things can arrive in the tribe in a material way, but we're also looking at how change can be brought about, how things can get better for the tribe. The 44 is always trying to find the right people in the now, and Ra says they have the nose for it, they have the instinct for it. This 44th gate entails a fear of the, let's see, that one's the past, the fear of us becoming extinct. And the 44 is the one that is, Ra calls it, they're the ones that are drumming up the people. Was it the 44 that was doing that, or was it through its connection to the 26 that was happening? Yeah, it is the 26 that's doing that. So in order to be able to have expansion in a material direction, the 44 needs to hook to the power in the 26, because the 44 is connected to the spleen. Oh, wait a second, that's the emotional center. the spleen, which is not a motor. So there's not actual energy coming here, only instinct. And so in order for things to happen, it's got to connect to that willpower center there. And I have an activation in 44, so I can tell a little bit about it. The 44 is always looking for the right people to hook up with. I definitely feel that in myself. And it's very interesting because he talks about the relationship between this channel, the 4426, and the 4037, which is connecting from the willpower center down to the emotional center. This channel of the community, the bargain, the deal, the mother and the father. And so there's this relationship. He talks a lot about mom and pop businesses and how they're all kind of starting here. And the thing that's interesting to me is that I've spent many years, decades actually, making things for to sell, so making hemp jewelry, making a ton of things, too many to name. But I always had this awareness that I wasn't the one to sell them. I was always really, having a difficult time selling these things. So then I was building up these fantastic stores of inventory and not able to move them because I don't have the 26. The 26 is that the sales manager or the salesperson who is actually able to connect with the people. It's the great taming power, the ability to manipulate. If you want to look at it from a sort of a negative standpoint. But when it comes to this, we really have to remove our judgments because the tribe needs this energy. In the in the old days, it's like he said, that 26th gate, which connects to the 44, was the one that was always running around going, oh, we don't have that much food. We need to hunt. We need to go out. We need to bring resources in. Sharpen your spears, folks. And so it's that one saying, hey, we need this, let's do this. And that's where we get that salesperson coming in. And on some level, that could be seen as a manipulation. And again, this is a channel with a lot of power. So you have to understand that anywhere where there's a lot of power, especially when it has to do with tribal issues, which are all about money and hierarchy, it depends on how you use that power. Are you using it for good? And of course, we would hope that the people who have these activations are using that power for good, for the good of humanity, rather than just to feather their own nests. Some people are better at that than others, but what can I say? On the other side of the 44, on the wheel speaking, we have the 24. So you can see here in my chart that I have the 61 coming out of the crown, but I do not have the 24, which means in the expression of my, as they say in design, not self, although, it just means that that's not my energy actually. It's the gate of rationalization, the gate of really chewing on things, because this channel, of course, is an individual channel, and this is the thinker. This is the one who really wants to understand everything. And Ra explains that they are the ones who are looking for originality. So, if they don't find that originality, or if they don't think they have that originality, they're not going to bring forward their contribution. And he uses the example of someone who's writing a song. They will get an inspiration in their mind, some little tune, and they think, oh, that's a cool little tune, that's my tune. And then they immediately turn back around on themselves and go, Is it my tune though? Have I heard it somewhere? And they can get so wrapped up in wondering whether or not it's original that they never actually bring forth their tune. And that's the thing. They're looking for something original. So they're going back over and over again and comparing it to what has come before in order to be able to find the thing that is original that they can bring out and be themselves. It's a kind of a difficult line, gate, in that it has to do with this constant chewing and not being able to have peace from that. And he even says that 24th gate is always looking for silence in the mind. They want the mind just to calm down for a minute and give them a break. But that's not really the way that works. That's a constantly churning gate. And so anyone, I think, who has activations there would probably have a tendency to be doing a lot of thinking, overthinking, have difficulties with sleeping until they get a grip on it, of course. And I have to say, this is something that Andreas and Nicole presented in their last 64 Keys meeting, the German one. That I'm just now starting to incorporate this idea that, of course, once we have gained a level of functional mastery over our design, both the white parts, which are usually our challenges to start off with, and the colored parts, which are in themselves a different kind of challenge, then we gain the true ability of design, which is to master it all, to become fully ourselves, and to be able to do anything, whether we're carrying that energy from birth or not. We have the ability to master everything that there is in being a human. So that's cool. That's interesting. Now, in our first line bit of it, we are really looking at the introspective side. We're looking at wanting to get down to the foundation of this, structuring the collective through conditions. And Ra talks about a little more about what that's meaning in terms of needing to set limits on social interactions so that they can be focused towards bringing something out. And that's really what's going on in the 44th gate. And then 24 one, which is called reassessment. And is Ra calling it that too? Oh no. Ra calls it the sin of omission there, because he's really eliminating what is not original in the mind in order to be able to find that which is original. So it says past thinking is corrected before a renewal can take place. So you're really looking at, can something new happen? Is something new happening? I'm really looking for the new thing to be happening. And that's really what the individual circuitry in general is about, trying to bring new things into the world, and then having that sort of underlying theme of some depression or melancholy, because on some level, what's individual can never really truly be understood by others, because it's individual, it's single, it's only happening to one person, and then that one person holds the responsibility of getting that individual energy out to others and figuring out how that can best happen. It's a lot, and I carry a significant amount of individual energy myself, specifically in this 2434, which is the channel of genius to freak, and figuring out how to bring that to the collective is definitely it's a challenge. The song for today is Overthinking by Between You and Me. I don't actually like this song. Definitely not my favorite. But lyric-wise, it's a really good explanation of what's going on in that 24th gate. Churning and churning and trying to find something new and trying to figure things out and trying to get to the bottom of it. And I thought, wow, I really wanted to do something by Simon and Garfunkel, because they're so much more lyrical and like their songs have a spirit to them. This song doesn't really, in my opinion, have a good spirit to it, but the lyrics are spot on for describing. And I didn't look it up, but I would wager that the person who wrote this set of lyrics either has has some kind of activation in that channel of 6124. Very interesting kind of energy. Let's see if there's anything else to do today. I'm not going to do a quote out of the dictionary. But happy Halloween, folks. I do not have my Halloween hat finished yet because, of course, I'm running 2 days ahead of schedule. But in the next day or two, whenever I get that damn hat done, I will show it to you because it's a production. Wow. Definitely not a hat you're going to wear all day long, but it's a good hat for taking pictures in. So if you ever catch me in that hat, you just ask me and I'll take a picture with you. Goodness gracious. But it's interesting to make it. I've never made a hat like that before. Of course, I've made hundreds of hats being a crocheter, but they're all much smaller hats, no hats with any weight or size. This is a gonna make an impression wherever it goes kind of hat. So very interesting. Come on back tomorrow and we will talk about line 2, the natural, and see what's going on with that when we move into that version of the 4 ways. Oh, there is one more piece I wanted to say real quick before I forget it, and that is that Ra said this channel of the 44 to the 26 is physically one of the most healthy channels in the body because you have so much going on there physically. And I tell you what, it's too much to talk about now. So I will make a note of it and talk more about the physical aspects of that tomorrow because I know at least one person is interested in the physical and biological connections between the channels and what's going on in the body. And there's a lot going on in the body there. So come back tomorrow and we'll get into it even more. Until then, ciao.